I'm absolutely fascinated with nanotechnology, and Sydney's iconic harbour has just played a starring role in the development of new tech that could save lives around the world. Using their own specially designed form of graphene, Graph Air they're calling it, Cicero scientists have supercharged water purification, making it simpler, more effective, and much quicker. The new filtering technique is so effective, water samples from Sydney Harbour were safe to drink after passing over the filter. The breakthrough research was published in Nature Communications. Almost a third of the world's population, some 2.1 billion people, don't have access to clean, safe drinking water. As a result, millions, mostly children, die from diseases associated with inadequate water supply, sanitation, and hygiene every year. In Graph Air, they have found a perfect filter for water purification. It can replace the complex, time-consuming, and multi-stage processes currently needed with a single step. While graphene is the world's strongest material, it can also be just a single carbon atom thin. It is usually water repellent. Using their Graph Air process, though, Cicero researchers were able to create a film with microscopic nanochannels, think of them like hairs, that let water pass through but stop pollutants. As an added advantage, Graph Air is simpler, cheaper, faster, and more environmentally friendly than graphene to make. It consists of renewable soybean oil, more commonly found in vegetable oil. Looking for a challenge, Dr. Seo and his colleagues took water samples from Sydney Harbour and ran it through a commercially available water filter coated with Graph Air. Researchers then tested and analyzed the water purification qualities. The breakthrough potentially solves one of the greatest problems with current water filtering methods: fouling. Over time, chemical and oil-based pollutants coat and impede water filters, meaning contaminants have to be removed before filtering can begin. Tests showed Graph Air continued to work even when coated with pollutants. Without Graph Air, the membrane's filter rate halved in 72 hours. When the Graph Air was added, the membrane filtered even more contaminants faster. This technology can create clean drinking water regardless of how dirty it is in a single step, Dr. Seo said. Cicero is looking for industry partners now to scale up the technology so it can be used to filter a home or even town's water supply. It's also investigating other applications such as the treatment of seawater and industrial waste. It is not only human athletes who have been aiming to go faster, higher, and stronger in South Korea. Alongside the Olympics, the nation has hosted a very different skiing competition for robots. The Welly Hilly Ski Resort, an hour's drive from West Olympic Stadium, was the location for the Ski Robot Challenge. There was a $10,000 prize on offer to the 8 teams competing from universities, institutes, and even private companies. While their human counterparts were suffering the frustration of seeing events canceled because of adverse weather, their mechanical counterparts had no such problem. The rules of the contest stipulated that the robots had to be more than 50 centimeters in height, had to be able to stand on their own 2 legs, have independent power systems, use skis and poles, have joints that allowed them to bend their knees and elbows. Sensors enabled the robots to detect the position of flags on the course, which they had to steer themselves through. Points were awarded for the number of flagpoles avoided and the fastest time to the finish line. Not that all of the robots reached it, though. It is fascinating to see so many robots perform on the world stage, and it makes me wonder if we could have a robot race in the next Summer Olympics as well. Machines are getting excellent at recognizing images, and they're even pretty good at rating them. So why do you even need humans to take photos in the first place? Designer and artist Peter Bukowski took that question in a new, dark, amusing direction with a project that he calls Prosthetic Photographer. He created an AI device that can recognize a well-composed scene and then force the photographer to press the shutter via a mild electric shock to your hand. It's a real, fully functional device that can actually attach to any mirrorless or DSLR camera. Its AI was trained on a much-used data set which contains 17,000 internet photos rated by humans. The box has a built-in camera as well that can detect when you've composed a scene to its high standards. Then it fires a jolt of electricity to your hand, forcing your trigger finger to move and take the photo. With this system, it's the AI that finds that decisive moment, not the humans. We meat puppets merely transport the AI and camera to photogenic spots. So with the machine, what are the results? Mediocre is the word that Bukowski heard most often. People have said that the photos are not creative, that they look like pictures out of a database, that algorithms don't make great art. Humans can achieve equal levels of tedium on their own, though. At the same time, machines do develop their own style just as artists do eventually, and then pass that on to the human users through the shock training. And while we teach machines how we see the world, maybe the device is a great way to flip the equation. This is just proof of concept at this point, so don't expect to get your own anytime soon. And finally, happening in this week's What The? Talk about instant karma. These two people in Shanghai are the winners of this week's Idiocracy Award. Ouch. Thank you for watching your weekly tech update. If you have a story you think I should feature on the program, shoot me an email, djraymcneil@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook too, at Your Weekly Tech Update. And now you can find us on iTunes podcasts as well. Till next time, I'm Ray McNeil. Good night, world.